university community during their time on campus. And 5 of the 6 were also members of the 2021-22 USA South Athletic Conference Tournament Championship team and NCAA tournament appearance. Our first senior is number 5, Jordan Lewis. A native of Virginia Beach, Virginia, Jordan is in his 4th season with the Cougars, and going into this week he's appeared in 86 games, making 76 starts. He's also compiled 881 career points, 325 rebounds, 192 assists, and 90 steals. During his freshman year, Jordan won USA South Conference Rookie of the Week once. In his sophomore year, he played an integral part in the conference championship and earned a spot on the USA South All-Tournament team. Majored in sports management, Jordan is joined today by his parents, Sharon and Anthony, his sister Lachey, and brother Keyshawn. Let's make some noise for Jordan Lewis. Our next senior is number 10, Jamel Carter Jr. Native of Fayetteville, North Carolina, Jamel is in his 4th season with the Cougars, and going into this week he's appeared in 38 games, making 3 starts. Over the course of his career, he's reported 100 points, 10 assists, and 30 rebounds, but had his senior season cut short due to injury this year. Majored in sports administration, Jamel is joined today by his parents, Letitia and Christopher Parker, his dad, Jamel Carter Sr., along with his younger brothers, Messiah and Justice. Let's get loud for Jamel Carter Jr. Our next senior is number 12, Jason Sellers II. A native of Greensboro, North Carolina, Jason is in his 4th season with the Cougars. Going into this week, he's appeared in 85 games, making 74 starts. He's recorded 788 points, 91 blocks, and 54 steals, and his 545 rebounds ranks 11th all-time in program history. Majoring in mathematics, he's joined today by his parents, Bridget and Terrence, and his brother, Jackson. Let's make some noise for Jason Sellers II. Our next senior is number 20, Jim Lawrence. A native of Taylorsville, North Carolina, Jim is in his 3rd year with the Cougars after transferring to Averett. Going into this week, he's appeared in 70 career games, making 3 starts. He's recorded 306 points, 129 rebounds, and 22 steals. During the 2021-22 season, Jim earned USA South Rookie of the Week once, and last season he earned ODAC All-Academic Team honors. Majoring in coaching, Jim is joined today by his parents, Jeffrey and Allison, along with his brother, Grove. Let's give it up for Jim Lawrence. Our next senior is number 30, Zach Shoemaker, a native of Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Zach is in his 2nd season with the Cougars after transferring to Averett midway through last season. Going into this week, he has appeared in 19 games for the Cougars and made 6 starts. He's recorded 63 points and 38 rebounds in his short time at Averett, and unfortunately had his senior season cut short due to injury. Majored in business, Zach is joined today by his mother, Janet. Let's get loud for Zach Shoemate. And our final senior is number 44, Furman Baboa Watson. Sophomore campaign, Herbert won the USA South All-Sportsmanship Team honors, and last season he earned ODAC All-Academic Team honors. He's also president of the Black Student Union. He's a SAC E-Board member. He is the SGA Senior Class Treasurer and is also a member in the International Life Club and Caribbean Student Association. Majoring in computer information systems, he's joined today by his friends Tammy Jackson and Rodney Countryman. Let's give it up for Furman Baboa Watson. And once again, let's give a round of applause to this year's 2023-24 Averett Men's Basketball Senior Class.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Averett Sports Network. My name is Thomas Heaney III. Alongside me is my partner, Luis Martinez. And it is senior day here at the Grant Center in Danville, Virginia, where your Cougars will play host to number 3 Hampden-Sydney Tigers. They sit at 19-2 this season, 11-2 in the ODAC. And for your Cougars, they sit at 4-18, 2-11 in the ODAC. But, Luis, a big opportunity today for the Cougars to possibly pull an upset on senior day.
Absolutely. It is a very important night for the Cougars today, especially the seniors and our athletic intern, Jenna Franklin, on the sideline, hoping to upset a very, very tough visiting Hampden-Sydney team. Recently, they got a 7-game losing streak so far, losing to Washington Lee on the road, 61-44. Hampden-Sydney was ranked number 1 in the country before falling to number 8, Randolph-Macon. So they're off on a bit.
Yes, they are. We're going to send it down for the national anthem and starting lineups on the Averett Sports Network. Up, no good, rebounded there. Simultaneously got the Cougars there. Back up to the top, 15 on the clock. Lewis has a little bit of time. He's going to pass out to Shaw. Shaw for the 3. Rebounded there by the Tigers. And so now you'll see Clemens now. Clemens now working towards the free throw line on Jem Lawrence. Over towards the middle now. 15-foot midi. No good, but a nice hustle rebound there by Elliott. Back out to Elliott for 3. He's got it.
That's some great ball movement there by the Tigers, getting it around the tough Cougars defense. A great play on the other side created by Jason Sellers, trying to get the rebound, just couldn't quite get it. Get the shot off with Shaw.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why the Tigers were ranked number 1 last week and number 3 this week, big part of that is the offensive rebounds, and you saw Elliott there get a hustle board, bounce it out for the 3. Lewis now is going to get a nice move inside, hits off of the back, no good, rebounded there by the Tigers, and tries to get it off of the Cougar, and he does. It'll be the Tigers with possession.
Clemens came, tried to fight Sellers off for that rebound. He just wasn't sure if he could win that, so he just bounced it right off of his foot, ended up keeping possession.
high IQ play there by Clemens, and now they'll take the ball and looking for their first lead of the game. 16:37 left in the first half, very early here in the Grant Center. And the Cougars senior day game, packed house here in the Grant Center. You see Elliott there working it towards the middle with Brazel. Brazel now, long three again. He's got it.
Just a great shot there by Brazel in space. Getting hot so far early in this first half.
Yeah, Luis, and judging by those 2 shots that Brazel took, he can make that consistently. He's a confident shooter, and he's going to continue to shoot that for the Tigers as Jem Lawrence now moves it in towards the middle to Sellers. Sellers is double-teamed. Double team backs off, but he loses the handle on it, and it's going to go back to the back to the Tigers. And Clemens here over to Elliott. Elliott now working against Jem Lawrence. One-on-one right here. Alex Elliott moves inside, can't get the layup to go. Rebounded there by Lawrence. Nice defense there by the senior. Jordan Lewis now surveying the defense. Cougars down by 3 early in this one. It's a screen from Liberatore. Back over to Shaw. Liberatore corrals it with just 9 on the clock. Got to work fast. Liberatore one-on-one right here. Puts up the layup. No good. And wisely lets that go out of play there by Elliott.
Substitutions here now for the Tigers. Number 32, Miles Harris. Number 2 in, Chase Turner. As well as number 33, Shane Fernald.
Yeah, and these Tigers are deep. They've got 3 fifth-year seniors. And one of those fifth-year seniors, like you mentioned there, Miles Harris, coming into the game from Virginia Beach. So the Tigers will work here. Alex Elliott already got 3 on the board here, and he's going to be working against Shaw. Shaw, tough defense there. Coach DeWino pumping up his defense with just 10 on the clock. Brazel now moves it over inside. Just 5 here, working down low on Sellers. That's a great pass inside for an easy bucket.
Sellers just gets caught, kind of ball watching. Has a great move there by Fernald. Right behind him, gets an easy layup over the head of Sellers.
Yep, Cougars got to play disciplined, smart here. As we've mentioned a couple of times, Tigers ranked 3rd in the country, and got to play true, got to play safe here. Sellers moves it down low, takes a tough shot. He's going to get fouled and head to the line for 2.
We mentioned the fact that this team is ranked number 3 as well as ranked number 1 at one point. It's such a big thing that you can't ignore. This team is hot. This team is quick. It's aggressive. They are a very good team. They're ranked that high for a very good reason, and you can't let them start making these type of shots.
Yeah, 100%. And, Hampden-Sydney, when you're top 3 in the country, there's going to be a target on your back, but the good teams win when there's a target on their back, and Hampden-Sydney has proven to do that all season long, 19-2, 11-2 in the ODAC, and they're going to play a hungry Cougars team here today on senior day, though, as Sellers can't get the second one to go, but a long rebound gets back over to the Tigers. And so we'll see Chase Turner here. Back over to the middle to Wilson. Wilson, nice defense there on Fernald. Back over to Wilson. Wilson over to the corner, wide open 3. Got it.
That is great ball movement there by the Tigers, getting it down to Miles Harris, number 32.
Tigers have shooters all over the court, and you've seen a couple of nice shots from the corner and the wing. Right there, a little defensive breakdown by your Cougars, and now Hampden-Sydney has opened up an 11-3 lead. This is how they like to play. They like to play in front. Swarming defense here by the Tigers, and they get a steal and possibly a fast break. They'll try to slow it up here. Back over to Brazel. Brazel, nice pump fake. Over to Turner. Back up to Brazel. Brazel looks ready to shoot. He's ready to pull whenever. Mid-range shot. Not true there. Nice rebound by Bryce Shaw. Cougars are going to run a fast break right here. Shaw slips a little bit. He's going to get hit with the travel. Back over to the Tigers there, and the Tigers are playing some good defense right now, Luis.
Absolutely. They're making sure that the Cougars don't try to get those shots off, as well as taking advantage of that they're taking advantage of that offensive hold on the ball. As you saw there, we had number 24, Brazel, working against number 32, Nico Liberatore, the freshman. Liberatore didn't step down, but Brazel was not ready to let that height difference get in his way.
Exactly, and so we're going to have a timeout by Coach Sawino, so we will take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network, and we'll join you right back after the break.
Averett University provides all you need for your future through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential. With flexible online and on-campus programs, affordable tuition, and over 50 majors and programs. Visit allaverett.com. Are you all in?
And we welcome you back, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network. Luis Martinez and Thomasini III here from Danville, Virginia, the Grant Center, where the Cougars play host of Hampden-Sydney. And so far, Luis, it's been all Hampden-Sydney to the tune of an 11-3 lead here from the third team in the country.
Absolutely. This is a very tough and aggressive team. They work well when they start making shots. They move the ball very quickly, as you see here. Their defense is very aggressive and is not ready to back down.
As that shot goes up, and it's going to be a nice rebound there by the Tigers. Cougars can't afford to continue to let these offensive rebounds go. It's Hampden-Sydney's way.
A couple substitutions here made after the timeout. Jamison Graves, number 2, as well as Clay Hodges, number 3, in the game.
And we're going to get a reach-in foul here. It looks like it's going to be on number 3, Clay Hodges. First time we've called his name today. So Hodges enters the game. Jamison Graves enters the game. As we're going to have some nice tight defense there by Liberatore. Forces the turnover. Great defense there from Nico Liberatore. Cougars with a chance here to possibly cut this lead a little bit. Still very early in this one. This is where Hampden-Sydney likes to be, though. They like to front lead, get big leads early in the game. Can the Cougars combat that? As there you see the freshman, Jamison Graves, newly entered into the game here. Clay Hodges back over to Graves. Graves now moves inside, gets a decent look. He's going to get fouled from the free throw line there. He's going to get 2 free throws and a chance to cut the lead a little bit here.
This is where the Cougars want to be. This is a very good team, as we mentioned many times before, but they're not perfect. They've made mistakes. They're going to continue making mistakes. This is where the Cougars are going to want the Tigers. They want to force them to make stupid mistakes, small mistakes, little things that they can take advantage of. The Cougars just have to value the ball on offense, draw fouls like this, get to the line, make the free throws, and everything will be A-okay for the Cougars.
Yep, definitely going to have to value those stops and treat each stop like gold and try to get some more free throws. There's Jamison Graves, one of the better free throw shooters on this Cougars team, shooting at a true 81% as he gets both to go. And that's 2 big free throws there, like you were talking about, Luis. Now down to 11-5. Can the Cougars defense stand up here? And we're going to get a stop here. Nice play there by Clay Hodges. Forces it over back to Chase Turner as Hodges with a nice play, but passed it back over, and now the Tigers with the ball. Slowing it down here. Hodges aggressively on Chase Turner there again. Loose ball here. Who's going to come down with it? They're going to call a foul on the Cougars. So it looked like that ball was loose, much to the dismay of Coach DeWino. And they're going to hit Jordan Lewis with the foul. That's going to be his first foul on the night. We're going to have a couple subs going on here for Hampden-Sydney. Maybe Ryan Clements back on for the Tigers, the starting point guard here, 5th-year senior out of Georgia. So following the Jordan Lewis foul, the Tigers are going to regain possession here after losing it. It's going to be another open 3 for them. It's going to be an air ball, but an offensive rebound like I was just talking about there, cleaning up the glass, Nick Shyrock.
High court press there by the Tigers almost causes the Cougars to turn it right back over into the hands of the Tigers.
Clay Hodges now getting it over to Libator. Woodard Graves, double team here by the Tigers. Hodges looked like he had a shot. Opts to pass it down to his big man. Libator working on a one-on-one. Misses, but he gets his own miss. Shot is up there and can't get it to go 0 for 2 there from Nico Libator. Now the Tigers with a chance to push this to double digits, Luis.
They're a very fast transition team, as we saw there, just transitioning immediately, getting a wide open three. This is the type of things that puts them at number 3 ranked in the nation. Those transition shots, as well as those made three-pointers, put them up high, 16-5, 10:30 left in this first half.
Yep, and they're, like you talked about, they capitalize on the mistakes and, turn the ball over with some shots. They are definitely going to try to make you pay for it, as there goes Sellers working tough down low as he picks up the offensive foul, and it'll actually swing the other way here to the Tigers, and now the Tigers are starting to gain more momentum here, up 11 early in this, 10 minutes to go.
Some more substitutions here as number 24, Brazel, was back in the game, as well as number 20, Josiah Hardy, for the Cougars, Bryce Shaw, as well as number 34, Terrell Fitzgerald, in the game.
So now the Tigers with a lot of those new subs onto the floor. Let's see if they continue their early success that they have had. Brazel gets it inside. Ooh. Tried to go up there for the dunk. Instead, he's fouled, and he will head to the line for 2. Showing off the athleticism there, but wasn't able to flush it down, but he'll hit to the strike. And so now Clements, so far on the season, an excellent 83%. So he gets the first one to go there. Luis, what do you want to see from the Cougars here? I mean, 5 points, 10 minutes into the game. What do you think has to change for them? Try to get this point total back up.
I think we have to value the ball more on offense, especially when we are transitioning.
Yeah.
We're just throwing the ball away, not making a smart pass here. Now, given this Tigers defense is very tough, you saw there, double team there on Jordan Lewis as they move the ball here, and that is exactly what one of the things I'm talking about right there. That was a risky pass on a double there on Sellers. It worked out in the end. We just have to value the ball a little more, let it slow it down. Let's not play to their pace, let's play to our pace. But we also have to keep up with their offensive front and play some good defense.
Yeah, well said. And, the Tigers, I like you said about playing to their pace because they love to play fast, and we've seen that pretty much almost every possession. There's a double team or a full court press swarm, so Tigers like to try to force the opposing team to make mistakes. Cougars definitely got to keep it a little bit simpler, as there's a simple layup there by Lewis. Misses, but Shaw has the rebound. Gets it to go there. Cougars on the board, and we'll get a timeout on the floor as the Cougars trail in this one on senior day, 18-7 against the number 3 ranked team in the country. We'll be right back with you on the Averett Sports Network after the break. And welcome back, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network. Luis Martinez and Thomas Hindy III here, joining you back as the Hampden-Sydney Tigers have opened up an 18-7 lead here. Cougars did get a bucket after before the timeout, as they get a stop following the timeout. Can they get the rebound? Lewis with a heads-up play to knock it off the defender of the Tigers, and it'll swing back to the Cougars.
That's a great display of athleticism there by the senior, number 5 in blue, Jordan Lewis.
Lewis getting the stop for the Cougars there. Tough defense from the guard. of the Cougars. Let's see if he can spark some magic up here. Cougars definitely need to get some scoring here as we're just under 9 minutes to go here in the Grant Center. A score of 18-7. Shaw surveying the defense. Under 10 seconds to go here. Shaw moves it inside. Back out to Graves. Can't get that one, but a nice rebound there by Fitzgerald. Back over to Lewis. Lewis now moves inside. Back out to Fitzgerald. Three-pointer. No good. Rebounded there. Back to the Cougars. And let's see where this is going to go. It's going to stay here on the left side of your screen in blue. The Cougars fighting hard on those offensive boards there, Luis.
They're getting a lot of good looks. They're getting a lot of good shots off. Now, the issue is, are the shots going in? As we've seen so far, as Graves just took a wide-open three. Now, not to hate on Graves at all, because Graves is an absolute great freshman coming in, working very well with the system, doing a great job for this team. It's just one of those shots you got to make.
Cougars definitely have to have it going forward as they trail 11 right now. 15 on the clock. Shaw back out to the corner. Fitzgerald looking for a little redemption here. He's swarmed and doubled and going to pick up the foul. So there's another double team here by this Hampden-Sydney squad. And you see the chemistry as we talked about. 3 fifth-year seniors, plenty of seniors and juniors, and a couple of freshmen for them, but they're displaying that chemistry here. As Hodges is going to look for a Cougar to get it into. It's a struggle right now, but he finds Sellers. Sellers out to Hodges. Over to Lewis, back up to Shaw. Shaw with a decent look. He passes it up, back over to Fitzgerald. And a nice display of passing inside to Sellers. He's blocked. It'll stay with the Cougars with just 7 on the clock.
The Cougars are starting to roll just a little more. A lot more passes, a lot more fluidity. The shots are getting there. Now we just got to make them.
Yeah, Coach Suino has definitely made some adjustments. It definitely looks more fluid, more smooth here as we go on in this game. 4 on the clock for Lewis. Lewis is going to take a mid-range shot. Can't hit it, rebounded there by the Tigers, but another decent look there. That is a shot Lewis is definitely comfortable with. We'll stay here with the Tigers and Alex Elliott. Back over to Brazel. Brazel now looking to pull. He's going to take a floater, and it's going to bank in for the two-pointer and gets Hampden-Sydney up to 20 points.
Watching Brazel completely on that play, he goes all the way down to the corner and then cuts right back up. Gets the ball, drives right in. The miscommunication on defense causes him to have a wide-open layup.
Yep, Cougars definitely have to be more solid there, and Brazel, love the way he plays. We're just talking about smooth and fluidity, and he is definitely smooth in the paint, as that is not smooth. That's going to be a turnover for the Cougars. A little fast break here for the Tigers, and Alex Elliott stumbling, rumbling, bumbling, loses the ball. Back over to the Cougars, and Shaw with a decent look. Layup, gets it to go, and one for Averett.
Shaw is such a remarkable player, an absolute speed demon. Very shifty, very good with the ball in his hands, knows how to get to the basket, knows how to finish the ball properly.
Excellent finish inside, like you just said, and Shaw, junior guard, we've really seen him grow up and definitely model his game a little bit after senior guard Jordan Lewis, as well, as nobody finishes better inside than Lewis, as Shaw gets the N1 free throw to go. It's a 3-point play there, and just when the Cougars needed it, they cut the lead down to 10. Still plenty of time here in this first half for the Cougars. Trying to keep up with this fast pace that Hampden-Sydney plays with. As we're going to see Ryan Clements here, a little quiet in this game early, passes it back over inside towards the corner to Elliott. Elliott trying to get an answer, can't find it. Now the Cougars with a chance to cut it to single digits.
Lewis trying to start a play here.
Yep.
Trying to command the troops.
Cougars definitely need it here as they trail by 10. Libator is swarmed at the top of the key. He's going to put it on the floor. Libator is going to spin move inside, pivots back over to Lewis. Lewis might be forced to take a contested shot here. He is. It's going to be blocked. And out of bounds, going to stay here with the Cougars, but they got to work fast, Luis. 2 seconds.
Not a lot of time to really make a play go, but you can get the shot off in just 2 seconds. Absolutely.
Possibly time for a pass, but most likely going to have to be a catch and shoot here for the Cougars. Let's see what Jordan Lewis opts to do. We will find out what Jordan Lewis will do after the break there. On the Averett Sports Network, the Cougars trail by 10, but the Cougars with the ball and 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. We'll be right back with you.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon, with affordable tuition and 24/7 support. It all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
And right back into action here with the Cougars with the ball. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Graves is going to put up a three. Oh, my goodness. What a shot there by Jamison Graves.
Now that is vintage Graves, an absolute great playmaker who is not afraid to take the shot. That is a freshman, like I said earlier, has come into this system and it's worked beautifully for the Cougars.
Set the world's greatest timeout there by Coach Duino, drawing up that play with just 2 on the clock. And the Cougars only down by 7 here as Libator working inside against Fernald, and Fernald is able to put it in for a very important answer there from the Tigers. Cougars showing some life here late in this first half of play. 5:43 left to go in this one. Graves, standout freshman, hometown kid, Danville, Virginia. Passing it over to Shaw. Lewis now moves it inside. One-on-one matchup. Lewis gets the shot up. No good. Rebound by the Tigers and Brazel.
Watching Brazel throughout the play just entirely, you see how calm and how shifty he is and how quick he is to get right back.
Up and Brazel inside with a nice pass to Ryan Clements, and the Tigers with a 4-point run following that big three by Graves. Extends their lead back up to 11 now. Over Fitzgerald, over to Lewis. Good ball movement here by the Cougars. Impressive defense by the Tigers and a nice play. Ball's loose. Who's going to get it? It's going to be the Tigers and Clemens. Clemens working against Shaw. Layup up. No good. Rebounded by Lewis.
That's a great job. That's a great job by Shaw, not drawing the foul on a great defensive play.
Graves right back at it for a three. Nice shot there by Jamison Graves.
And this is what I was mentioning earlier. Those shots, Graves, we've seen him do it multiple times throughout the year so far. Those wide open shots, those wide open three-pointers, he's made them every single time. He probably just needed to get a little hot.
Opportunity knocking here for Graves. 6 points here late in this first half of play. 10 on the clock. Cougars need a stop. Contested three here up and good. Nice shot there by Miles Harris. Seems like, Luis, the Tigers have an answer for every single big score that the Cougars have.
They just know how to properly move the ball around, get that shot off. That is a great contested shot there by Fitzgerald. It's just a beautiful shot to answer right back.
And a little heat check there from Jamison Graves. He can't find the rim. It's going to go out of bounds, back over to the Tigers.
Sellers back in the game, as well as number 33, Nick Andrews, a brand new name on the court tonight.
Yep, Nick Andrews, freshman forward out of Roanoke, Virginia, coming on, looking to provide some big-time minutes here down the stretch in this first half. And the Cougars only trail by 8 against the number 13 team in the country. As you're going to see McGowan there, back over to Shyrock. Shyrock now working against Lewis, and every possession, Louise, it seems like we're going down to 10 seconds. As almost looked like a push-off there. It's going to be missed and rebounded there by the Cougars. Shaw is swarmed Back and forth we go. Who has the ball? It's going to be the Cougars. Back over to Jordan Lewis, looking to steer the ship here. Instead, it's going to be turned over, and a lot of back and forth basketball.
That was just a skip pass, just intercepted there by number 4 for the Tigers, Eamon McGowan.
Yeah, McGowan coming in and playing big minutes for Hampden-Sydney. We're going to get a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Bryce Shaw. Excuse me, Jason Sellers. No bonus yet. We'll have an inbound here for the Tigers, and Shyrock looking to get it inside. Can't find anybody. Got to get it in. He does. It's going to be a contested three-pointer. No good. But an offensive rebound, gets his own miss and stuffs it in for the layup.
That is just an incredible hustle play there by McGowan, as we just mentioned. Doing a great job getting a couple minutes here at the end of the first half, and absolutely making a difference so far.
Amen, McGowan. Hustle play there, misses it, gets it, rebound right back, and now the lead up to 29-16. Cougars desperately need an answer, and the answer doesn't come on this possession. Back over to the Tigers, 2:20 to go. Miscommunication there from the Tigers. Back over to the corner. And another offensive rebound there. Miles Harris showing up in a big way. The fifth-year senior puts it in.
At the end, closer to the end of the first half, the Tigers are starting to take a bigger lead, bigger and bigger, as the Cougars just don't have an answer for this defensive aggressive defense and the offense that they just can't seem to stop.
Who's going to be the answer here for the Cougars? Can it be Andrews? Yes! Nice shot there by Nick Andrews. And that's a huge shot, Luis, like we were talking about. Who is going to stop the bleeding here? The Cougars need to stop. Over to Shyrock. Back up to the top. Another three by the Tigers. That one's not going to go, but guess what? Another offensive rebound there, and Fernald is able to answer.
As you start to notice, like, more shots are being taken, a couple are being missed. Those offensive rebounds are absolutely destroying the Cougars. Those boards that are absolutely a must to stay in this game.
Yep, the Cougars are getting stops, but they're not getting the offensive rebounds to clinch those stops, as Andrew back over to Shaw, inside to Sellers, 7 on the clock. Sellers on a one-on-one matchup is able to put that one in. That's too easy for a player like Jason Sellers. 50 seconds on the clock here. Cougars hanging around in this game against the Tigers. 33-21. They need a stop, but most importantly, Luis, like we've been talking about, they need a defensive rebound. Over to Amen McGowell. McGowell now finds an open shot inside. Of course, that one's going to go. Miles Harris is showing up big time. 30 on the clock, 1 second difference between the shot and the game clock, and the Cougars will probably opt to hold for the last shot.
That is a great IQ play there by Harris. Sees Shaw just absolutely flying like a missile.
Yep.
Straight to him, looking for the block. Pauses for a second, puts the layup up calmly.
A bucket here would go a long way into the momentum into the second half. Ken Graves provided. Gets it up, and a nice shot. Gets the defender up in the air. 1 second to go. Full court shot. Off of the back. No good. And that shot there is a big one for the Cougars, as that cuts the lead to 12, and they are still hanging around in this one. 35-23, Averett. And we are here at halftime, Luis. And real quick, what are your first half thoughts for the Cougars? What do you think they got to do in the second half to pull this upset?
Like we said, closer to the end of this first half, it's those rebounds.
Yeah.
Those calm and easy shots that we have to make. And if we go to the line, we have to make those. The layups, have to make them. The threes, make them. The plays are there. The looks are there. We are doing well on transition. The rebounds, the shots have to be made.
Yep, got to make the easy ones. And for the Cougars, they still hang around in this game. We hope you join us for the second half of action. Luis Martinez and Thomasini III will be bringing it to you live after the break.
right through, exchanging the ball, leading the way with 8.
Yeah, Brazel had a very nice first half, as you said, with 8 points for them. And Jamison Graves, one of the players I want to point out for the Cougars, with 10 points, leading all scores for them. But leading all scores for the court, like you talked about, was Miles Harris. And so now back into action we go here. The Cougars force a turnover on that first possession. Saw Graves get a nice bucket at the end of the first half. And he's going to start it out here for the Cougars. Jordan Lewis pushes it inside baseline, manages to stay in bounds, and is able to draw the foul in the shove by the Tigers. And we will keep possession here for the Cougars. Nice start early for Averett.
We're going to see a lot of kind of system changes here going into the second half. Hopefully a lot more hustle coming out of the Cougars as they are still in this game.
For sure, and here comes Jordan Lewis following that foul. He's going to get it over towards the middle, and Sellers now with a one-on-one chance. Instead, he'll opt to pass it back out to Graves. Graves turns it over, and here we go. Fast-paced Tigers here. This one's going to be inside to Clements. Clements now, tough layup, won't go. Nice rebound there by Shaw. Graves swings it over to Lewis. Lewis now, Cougars working in the fast-paced layup inside. Got it to go there. Jason Sellers. 10-point game, Luis.
This is exactly where the Cougars want to be. They want to play at their exact pace. They are playing quality basketball right now.
Yeah, you talk about pace, and I actually love the pace that this game is going for the Cougars. They've trailed for most of it, but they're staying in the game. Gets a stop there. Another chance here for the Cougars to get it under double digits.
That's a great job by Jason Sellers on the defensive end, forcing a bad shot and getting the ball right back in Cougar hands.
Sellers now moves it inside over to Liberatore. Liberatore puts it up and gets it in. Liberatore with a layup. 8-point game. Cougars looking to keep the good times going here, as this one's going to be moved inside by the Tigers. Can't find anybody. Liberatore. Sellers working hard. 10 on the clock. Puts up the shot there, and it goes. Nice shot there by Davison Hubbard. And a timeout on the floor. High-paced action basketball here. And a 10-point lead for the Tigers. Cougars crawling their way back. We'll see if they can do it here. The second half. We'll be right back on the break. The Averett Sports Network. Back into action here on the Averett Sports Network. Thomas Heaney III alongside me is my partner Luis Martinez, and the Cougars now trail by 10. They did trail by 8 just a couple moments ago, but a nice answer by Hampden-Sydney. And now the Cougars will look to try to cut it back into single digits. And like we were talking about during the break, Luis, it seems like the Tigers have an answer for every Cougar score.
They're a very fast and aggressive team, very quick on that transition, and they're not afraid to take those type of contested shots.
Liberatore back out to Lewis. Lewis needs it, and he gets it. Huge three-pointer there from Jordan Lewis, and the Cougars trail by 7. Can the Cougars get the stop, or will the Tigers continue to provide the answer? That's the question here, and Jason Sellers now working against Hubbard. Hubbard now Back up to the top. To Clemens. Clemens now moves inside. Nice easy layup there. Gets it to go.
The Cougars are maintaining aggressive. They are not backing down. They do not care about rankings or how aggressive this team is. They have come to play.
Cougars keeping their identity here, and Liberatore trying to find a man. Graves hustles back for it. Had a decent look. Instead, he'll opt for the easy layup inside, and the Cougars have an answer right back at it. Timeout on the floor. And Luis, this is slowly becoming an instant classic now. The Cougars trying to make this comeback here in the Grant Center.
Doing a great job coming into the second half, playing aggressive, playing the basketball that they know how to play, playing at a very good tempo, making the quality shots that they have been making all year long.
If you love college basketball, you're definitely going to want to stay with us here on the Averett Sports Network. We'll be back shortly after this quick break. And we welcome you right back onto the Averett Sports Network, where the Cougars have cut the lead down to 7. They trailed by as many as 15 in this game against the number 3rd team in the country. And right now playing some swarming defense into the corner. Sellers now with a tough matchup inside against Hubbard, but he gets the block! Rebounded there by the Cougars, and now they're going to run a fast break.
And this crowd is absolutely loving this type of energy from the Cougars on the court.
Liberatore had a three-point shot. He opts to pass it back to his point guard, Jordan Lewis. Lewis now, mid-range. Got it! Some magic in the Grant Center here as the Cougars have cut the lead to 5. Tigers need an answer. Brazel back over to the middle. Liberatore working hard, trying not to pick up a foul. He doesn't. Offensive rebound by the Tigers, and that has been the killer. Coach Duino is not happy with that, as the Cougars did get the stop. They cannot get the rebound, and the Tigers get the bucket. The lead is back up to 7. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back with you on the Averett Sports Network after the break. Thomas Heaney III here and Luis Martinez on the Averett Sports Network. Back into basketball action. And the Cougars standing strong, weathering the storm. And a heavy storm in that with the number 3 team in the country and the Hampden-Sydney Tigers. staying alive in this one, cut the lead to 5, but an offensive rebound bucket by Hampden-Sydney increased it to 7 as Lewis now tries to get a pump fake. Shot is up, contested, no good there. Rebounded by the Tigers, and Clemens is going to run a fast break here. Good defense by Shaw, but he picks up the foul, and it'll send Hampden-Sydney to the line. And it will send number 2, Chase Turner, to the free throw line, 71% on the year. And needing these shots to go. Try to extend the Tigers' lead that they have lost here in the second half. First one is true. And gets both. So 2 big free throws there by Chase Turner. And the lead is back up to 9.
The Cougars are going to try to pick up some momentum here, trying to get something started, trying to get that lead back down to single digits.
Yep, as Lewis now surveys the defense, finds Graves. Graves led all Cougars scores in the first half with 10 points. Over to Liberatore. Liberatore, risky pass over to Sellers. Sellers with 5. He's going to have to work some magic here as he puts it on the floor. Pivots. Mid-range shot, no good. And it'll be a shot clock violation as the ball did not hit the rim. Back over to the Tigers, and they will look to grow this lead back over double digits. Adam Brazel now.
That is a great matchup right there. Number 2, Jameson Graves against number 24, Brazel for the Tigers. Both absolutely athletic demons on this court, making each and every single one of their shots.
The rookie and the vet, as Brazel, the senior guard, and Graves, the freshman guard, but both playing extraordinary tonight. Speaking of extraordinary, good defense by the Cougars, and they get the foul. And right back to the line we go with the Tigers, as Cougars played great defense for 29 seconds on that possession, but they pick up a foul there and another chance for some free throws here. And Clemens will hit the line 81% on the year.
Hampden-Sydney is a team that doesn't have an issue with going to the line, as most of their players are within the 80 to 70, maybe the higher 60% from the line. That is a good team who is not afraid to take free throws. If they get fouled, they are making either both of them or at least one of them.
Yep, and good teams hit their free throws, and so far it has been a breeze at the free throw line. They haven't missed one yet. And now the Cougars find themselves down 11 after cutting the lead down to 5. Graves now passes back out to the corner, and Fitzgerald can't find his feet. No toe drag swag there as it goes out of play, and it'll go back to the Tigers.
Just a bit of miscommunication there between the two freshmen. Fitzgerald just wasn't quite ready to receive that pass, just had a foot out of bounds.
And the time is now for the Cougars to get a stop as their lead goes up to 13 now for the Tigers, and Averett having a hard time to find an answer. There's Adam Brazel putting it up and down for Hampden-Sydney. Lead is up to 13 now.
Watching Brazel in real time, he went up for that layup about at the free throw line and just kind of paused in the air as Graves just kind of wished right by him.
Yep, you see Graves now passing inside to Sellers. Sellers draws the double team. Free throw like midi there. Can't go. Rebounded by the Tigers, and dangerous territory here for the Cougars as Hampden-Sydney's looking for their biggest lead of the night. And it's going to be a long-range 3. Falls down, can't get it. Offensive rebound by the Tigers and Chase Turner. And that has been a problem all night, Luis, for this Cougars team.
Those defensive rebounds are what's killing them. Players like Turner, Harris, getting up there and just putting it right back off after a missed shot.
Who's going to stop the bleeding for the Cougars? Can it be Sellers? Can't go. Rebounded by the Tigers. And right back over now as this momentum is shifted all the way to the left side of your screen. And there goes Adam Brazel for another layup. And Hampden-Sydney has opened it up here in the Grant Center, 51-34. timeout on the floor. We will be right back with you on the Averett Sports Network after the break.
Is inclusive, encompassing, inspiring. Averett University provides all you need for a future you deserve through learning that embraces all of your infinite potential with flexible online and on-campus programs like our newest programs in entrepreneurship and psychology, with more coming soon. With affordable tuition and 24/7 support, it all leads to you becoming a catalyst for positive change. Visit allaverett.com. Averett University. Are you all in?
And swinging back into action here with the Cougars on the Averett Sports Network. Thomas Heaney III here and Luis Martinez. And during that run by Hampden-Sydney, we saw them go on a 12-0 run. Can Clay Hodges end it? Had an open three there, opts to not shoot it off of the timeout. Hodges taking care of the ball here for the Cougars. 10 on the clock, looking to end this 12-0 run that the number 3 team in the country has went on here. 5 on the clock. Over to Sellers. Sellers now banging down low, misses the lay there, and Hampden-Sydney is just on fire right now on both ends of the floor.
Hodges had a wide open shot, kind of hesitated twice, really thought about it, just didn't get it off.
As Shane Fernald there was looking for the ball, couldn't find it, and it'll be a rare mistake by the Tigers, and the Cougars have the ball here. And despite the 12-0 run, you know, they're still in this game. There's still a lot of time to go, and the Cougars just need to go on a 6 or 8-0 run themselves and try to get right back into this game. Bryce Shaw now moves it inside to Sellers. Sellers now looking to maybe take this shot. The double team comes. Sellers puts it up, and it's going to be blocked, and it'll stay on the right side of your screen here with Averett.
A big thing coming from this success for the Tigers is the dominance in the paint.
Yeah.
As you see there, number 33 in maroon is Shane Fernald against Sellers, winning that matchup so far today.
Clay Hodges a little bit tardy there, and a 5-second violation for the Cougars, and everything going right here for Hampden-Sydney in this second half. Just 11 minutes to go here as Chase Turner moves it up against Jordan Lewis and loses the ball. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Cougars now regain possession. Nice hustle play there by Fitzgerald. And now Shaw moves it, gets the foul. Can't get the n1, but he will head to the line for 2.
That was a great job there by number 34, the freshman in blue, Fitzgerald. A very heads-up play, noticing that there was 2 other teammates on the floor trying to fight for the ball. Saw Shaw wide open, and Shaw, such a shifty, quick, elusive player, gets right down to the basket on the other side.
Shaw now 64% from the line, but Cougars haven't scored in over 5 minutes, and they need to get on the board, and they do. Bryce Shaw ends that 12-0 run that we were harping on before, and, you know, getting 2 out of 2 right here, get the crowd back into it a little bit, maybe get a stop. Let's see if he can get it. 2 for 2 from the stripe. And boy, did the Cougars need that one, as that ends a 12-0 run. I'll make sure they get it up here, and they do. Moving it inside is Chase Turner. Yep. Nice shot there by Turner. Another answer by the Tigers.
Turner got some pick help there by Fernald against Sellers, getting Lewis right off of the line, helping Turner get right through it.
Shaw with a nice mid-range shot and goes in and out. Cougars can't catch a break right now as it goes right back to the Tigers. Tigers with a chance to make this 20, believe it or not. After it was just 5 points, maybe 5 or 6 minutes ago, is moving it down low inside. Shot is up, no good, but an offensive rebound by the Tigers, and that has just been killing the Cougars here as this one is inside and too easy there by Nick Shyrock.
That is absolutely beautiful ball movement there by the Tigers. Pinged it right around, found the opening right behind Sellers for the easy layup.
Lead is up to 19 here in the Grant Center, and with 9 minutes to go, the Cougars got to act fast as senior guard Jordan Lewis now ball handling here, working the mid-range shot. No good. Rebounded there by Chase Turner. Turner now working in isolation, moves it inside, Euro step. Off of the Tiger and out of play, and the Cougars will gain possession.
A bit of a wholesale here.
Yeah, where are my papers, Luis?
As
Hubbard coming in, yep.
Yeah, that's number 24, Brazel, entering the game.
A lot of new players here on the court for Hampden-Sydney. A little bit of a new look here as Nick Andrew puts up the three. Got it! Needed that one for Averett, and a shot there. The freshman out of Virginia is able to get that one up and in, and the Cougars with a much-needed bucket there. As Andrew's going to work now inside. Pass over to Clemens. Nice block there by Shaw. It's going to be out of play. It'll stay on this side, but a couple of nice defensive plays there by the Cougars.
The Cougars trying their best to make sure the Tigers don't run completely away with this one.
The time is now if you're the Cougars, but right now the time is for Nick Shyrock. And one layup there, and Hampden-Sydney has an answer every single time for this Cougar squad that is really battling here, but a tough shot there and gets the N1, and he'll look to complete the three-point play. Believe it or not, that is his first free throw attempt on the season. And he misses there, so 0 for 1 on the year and 0 for 1 tonight for Shyrock. And Clay Hodges now will take the ball for the Cougars, and Nick Andrew just hit a big-time three. It's a nice screen inside, back over to Shaw. Shaw with a wide open look and hits off the back of the rim, no good. And we're gonna have a foul on the floor here. Looks like it's gonna go against Averett. Jamison Graves, the freshman, picking up that one. Isaiah Ramazani now looking to come on. First time we'll see Isaiah Ramazani here, coming into this one for Averett. Another freshman, another key piece of this young Cougar squad. So many freshmen on this team, Luis.
This is a very young team, but these freshmen are not afraid of any competition that have come their way.
Borba Watson there is able to get the steal. Nice play there from the senior on senior night.
Foul there by number 24, Brazel, on Shaw on the fast break.
Furman, Borbua Watson getting a nice play there and a stop for this Cougars squad. Maybe some Ramazani action here can get the Cougars some momentum as Jordan Lewis taking a seat on the bench. Over to the corner, Graves can't find it, and now Hampden-Sydney looking to possibly extend their lead up to 20.
The Cougars just have to find their flow again, have to get back into that rhythm.
Cooper now back over to Brazel. Brazel Back over to Brazel. Razzle dazzle. 3-point shot down for him. And the Hampden-Sydney Tigers up now to 60. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the Grant Center. And the Cougars now down 21. Looking for some life here from Bryce Shaw. The junior guard passes it out to the corner to Nick Andrew gets that one to go. 2 3-pointers from Nick Andrew in this second half of play. And it'll lead to a timeout on the floor. The Cougars trail in this one 60-42. Luis Martinez and Thomasini III will be right back with you for the action after the break. Right back into action here in the Grant Center after that Nick Andrew 3-point shot, and we were talking about it during the break. 2 threes for him tonight, and a 44% 3-point shooter coming into the night, so Nick Andrew has provided a nice spark off of the Cougars bench. Back over in towards the middle to Blake Wilson. Wilson now stumbling over his own feet. Nice pass inside by Clemens. Whew. What a move.
That was a beautiful pass. Understanding that there's a double team on you means there's one person wide open, possibly right under the basket right there. That was a great pass, a great IQ play.
Yeah, and that person wide open under the basket was Davidson Hubbard, the senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Nick Andrew, heat check there, misses, and we're going to have a grab down. It's going to be a foul on Borboa Watson. So now the lead here, 20 points for the Tigers, and on this senior night in the Grant Center, Cougars would definitely love to show some life here as they've been competitive up until about the 10-minute mark here in the second half. So let's see what the Cougars can do here down the stretch. Brazel now working. Nice pass outside, 15-foot mid-range shot. Of course it's going to go. Hubbard there, back-to-back buckets as we're going to have, looks like a foul on that's going to be on Hampden-Sydney, I believe. I'm not quite sure if the bucket's going to count. Scoreboard has it counting right now, so we'll just roll with that. 64-42 it reads up top, and right back over to Borboa Watson. Trying to regain his feet here. He's going to find Ramazani, and Ramazani's going to lose it out of play, but it's going to be touched by a Tiger. And Lawrence is going to take a fall. It's going to be a foul and a push on Hampden-Sydney, and a couple of fouls in a row here are out of play. Stoppages.
A lot of stoppage here later into the half.
Basketball lovers are like, let's just play ball, guys. As Jem Lawrence.
Yeah, let him play, ref.
Let them play indeed, as we will get another whistle here. Looks like it's probably going to stay on this side of the floor with Averett. And it will. It's going to be a foul on Hampden-Sydney. It's going to be on Davidson Hubbard, who's had the hot hand here late in this second half of play. As Shane Fernald will come in place of Davidson Hubbard. So Hubbard will take a seat and a much-needed rest, and the Cougars will keep possession here, down 22. Over to Graves. Graves now, hot hand. Yep, gets that three-pointer to go, and it cuts the lead down to 19. How fantastic has Jamison Graves been, the hometown kid, Luis, for this Cougar squad, the freshman?
I mean, he's come in, I've mentioned it tonight, he's come into this system for Coach Duino and done an absolutely remarkable job. I mean, he's athletic, he's quick, he can handle the ball, as we're seeing here across the half-court line. He's not worried about his age difference compared to the people in this conference. He's ready to step up, he's ready to take the hand right now, and he is doing a great job of doing exactly that.
Yeah, the Cougars' backcourt is very strong here, as that's a nice shot there by Jem Lawrence, the senior, is able to flush it in, but the future is bright as Jamison Graves. Really excited to watch him for the next few years here. His career at Averett has been a phenomenal freshman year for him. As Borbell Watson gets caught up in the air, and it's going to be an N1 from Miles Harris. And Harris will be looking to complete the three-point play, get the lead back up to 20 here. Borbell Watson will come and take a seat. The senior gets a lot of handshakes on the bench there from his Cougar squad, and a nice hand from the home crowd as Harris looks to put down the three-point play. And he does just that. So 20-point lead here for the Tigers. 4:10 left in this one. And Ramazani now. Ramazani to Graves. Graves now over to Tucker.
This is a very young lineup here on the court right now. The one veteran would be number 20, Jem Lawrence, as Lawrence is all by himself.
As it looked like a nice defensive stop there from Lawrence on cue, but he'll pick up the foul. But that's a good point. I was actually just thinking that, Luis, and 4 freshmen on the court for the Cougars, and then the one veteran senior leading the way. But really speaks to this Cougar squad. I mean, when you just look at this sheet, it's just freshmen, 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 and the future is bright here for the Cougars, and taking their lumps here against one of the better teams in the country. But one of the things you want to see with a young team is flashes, and we've seen flashes from the Cougars. And you know, I mean, they only trailed by 5 with about 12 minutes to go in the second half against this team. So definitely seen some of those flashes. It's just about putting it together, and they'll definitely do that coming down the stretch here and into next year as well. 2 for 2 from the line there for Hampden-Sydney. Extends their lead to 21. Under 4 minutes to go here. Ramazani. As you see, speaking of young talent, there's Josh Lewis, relative of Jordan Lewis, is Jem Lawrence now trying to find Josh Lewis, and he does, and we're going to get an offensive foul. It's going to be against Jem Lawrence, and right back over to the Tigers here.
This is a very good Hampden-Sydney team. Very aggressive, very quick, very smart with the ball in their hands. They know how to play very well with each other. The chemistry is off the charts.
Yeah, I've been really impressed, Luis, with this Hampden-Sydney squad here tonight, and I love how you mentioned the chemistry, because we talk about it, and you know, we talk about how the Cougars are so young, and you look freshman, but when you look down this sheet for Hampden-Sydney, it's a lot of fifth-year and senior juniors, as that's going to be a corner 3, and it's going to be true for Eamon McGowan. And right on cue, there's a junior guard out of Memphis, Tennessee with a 3. But you're right, I mean, definitely been impressed here so far from this Hampden-Sydney squad, and a team with national championship aspirations, as there's Jem Lawrence for the 3. And the senior is able to get that one to go. for the Cougars here late in the second half. Hampden-Sydney will now slow it down here with Shane Fernald.
That is a big man running the play.
Just about to say that, Louis. The big boy, 6'7", 260, passes it out for the three-point shot. It's going to hit off the front of the rim. And a tough rebound there from Isaiah Ramazani.
Ooh, that is a throwaway.
There is the big fella putting it in. Shane Fernald, sophomore forward out of Charlotte, North Carolina, is going to get a three-point opportunity here.
Ramazani tried to get it off to Andrews. Andrews was ready to break out. Didn't notice Ramazani was struggling to kind of keep it on the line.
Yep, and Fernald, 33% from the line this season, looking to flush down a three-point play. But we've seen a couple of those plays from the freshmen of the Cougars, just a little bit of miscommunication, not on the same page. And, you know, you're going to gain that experience on the court. You're not going to gain that on the bench. So it's good that the Cougars are working this out right here. And we've seen that all season, just keep continuing to grow throughout this season and obviously into next season for this very young squad that Coach Duino has.
Absolutely, Thomas. This team, yeah, absolutely. It's a young team. You know, you're losing very big leadership icons, and Jordan Lewis, Jason Sellers. These are players that cannot be replaced, but the players right under them will learn. They will gain knowledge of the game. They will learn how to play in the system that Duino wants them to play. You mentioned earlier, the future is extremely bright for the Cougars.
Yeah, and it's the process like you're talking about, Luis. And, you know, I highlighted it a little bit before, but if you weren't here for us, you know, I was talking about the progression of Bryce Shaw, the junior guard. And, you know, when he came in as a freshman, he looks very different than what he looks like now. And I think a part of that is just growing up and playing with a guy and a talent like Jordan Lewis, like you were just talking about. And, you know, for Ramazani and Jamison Graves and all of those guys to get that leadership, it's definitely going to help them in their young careers as that free throw goes down for the Tigers and Chase Tucker. Ramazani now with under 2 minutes to go here in the Grant Center. Back over to Nick Andrew. Nick Andrew definitely not afraid to shoot that three ball like we've seen here as Ramazani now moves inside. Tough layup. Can't get it to go. Rebounded there by the Tigers. And now Chase Turner. What's this going to be? Slams it down for Hampden-Sydney. And we're going to get a timeout here on the floor as Hampden-Sydney has opened this up 77-49 in the Grant Center. We will be right back after the break. World's quickest break there, as that was a quick timeout. Right back in action here following the Chase Turner slam down as we're going to get a pass inside to the corner. Nick Andrew can't find the net as it's going to be rebounded there by Hampden-Sydney. And as we approach 1 minute to go here in this one, the Cougars looking like they're going to fall to the number 3 team in the country.
This was a challenge. This was something that the Cougars knew they had to face again. Faced them earlier on in the winter, in November. Knew this team was a very well-coached team, a well-oiled machine. On senior night, not exactly the turnout you want. Great crowd, not the outcome that you wanted. But this is a very good team, and the Cougars came to play. It just started slipping away from them.
Yeah, well said. And Shane Fernald now at the line for Hampden-Sydney. And this one is one where I'm sure that the scoreboard won't really dictate how this one really went. I mean, obviously the Tigers definitely dominated, but Cougars were in this game at points in the second half, and they had a nice run, a 6-0 run, to cut the lead down to 5, and it just kind of slipped out of their hands. And I think part of that, you could maybe argue most of that, is due to the lack of experience of this young Cougars team, and like you touched on earlier, that chemistry of this Tiger squad, as there's freshman Josh Lewis traveling there, and it'll go right back to the Tigers. And corner 3 shot here, flushes it down. Nice shot there by Kobe Wright, the sophomore from Tennessee, is able to get that one in. 36 seconds to go. And Ramazani now scores 81-49. And this one really has gotten out of hand. That number that I was looking at was 39-34. Hampden-Sydney. Josh Lewis flushes it down. Nice shot there from the freshman following the travel. Shot clock will be turned off. This one is going to go the Tigers' way, and they will extend their dominance this season, improving to 20-2 on the year. For the Cougars, they'll fall to 4-19. This will be the last home game that we have for the Cougars here in the Grant Center, as they will travel to Shenandoah on Saturday, February 10th, and they will travel to the University of Lynchburg on Saturday, February 17th. Any final thoughts, Luis, for the way this one went for the Cougars and their next couple of games going forward?
This is a very rough game, but in the games coming, you have to bounce back. The plan is to make the ODAC playoffs, make a run in the playoffs. The Cougars are not done yet. I believe that.
Believe that as well, and they have 2 more games. Let's see if the Cougars can finish strong. But for the Grant Center, that's going to close it out this year for Luis Martinez. I'm Thomas Heaney III. It's been a pleasure, folks. Thank you for joining. We'll see you on the next one. So long, friends.